Here's the truth no one dares to tell you. Women don't miss you when you're chasing them. They miss you the moment you stop. They miss you when you pull your energy back. They miss you when the good morning texts vanish, when the late night calls stop, when your constant presence suddenly fades into silence. Because silence, my friend, is louder than any words you could ever speak. And that silence, that moment when you stop chasing, is exactly when she begins to realize what she's lost. Most men think chasing proves their love. They think the more they give, the more she'll value them. But here's the paradox. Constant pursuit makes her comfortable, sometimes even careless. It creates the illusion that you'll never leave, that she can take you for granted. But when you stop chasing, the game flips, the energy shifts, and suddenly she's the one who starts to wonder. Let's strip this down to psychology, plain and simple. Human beings, men and women, are wired to notice loss more than gain. Psychologists call it loss aversion. We don't value what's constant. We value what we fear losing. When you're always available, always texting first, always proving yourself, she feels safe, but not inspired. She feels secure, but not excited. Your attention becomes background noise, like music playing in a cafe. It's nice, but easy to tune out. The second you stop chasing, that background noise goes silent, and silence grabs attention. She suddenly feels the void. She notices the absence of your energy. And because human minds hate uncertainty, she starts questioning everything. Why did he stop? Did I push him too far? Has he found someone else? That's not manipulation. That's psychology. You're not playing games. You're finally stepping back and letting her experience what life feels like without your constant validation.
The shock of silence. At first, she doesn't even believe it. She's so used to you reaching out that the quiet feels strange. She checks her phone. No text. She checks her notifications. Nothing. She waits a few hours, convinced you'll cave, but you don't. And that's when the shock hits. The ego check. Next comes the sting. Her ego was used to being fed by your attention. Every time you chased, it reassured her that she was wanted, that she was special. When that stops, her ego takes a hit. She may not show it, but deep down she's wondering, did I lose my power over him? Did he finally see my flaws? That sting of ego loss is the first crack in her confidence. The curiosity spiral. From there, curiosity starts creeping in. She wonders where you are, what you're doing, who you're with. She starts scrolling your socials, noticing things she used to ignore. Maybe she sees you went to the gym or hung out with friends or posted a story without her. That little voice inside her whispers, "Wait, is he really moving on without me?"
And brother, let me pause here to talk about you, because I know why you chased. You weren't chasing because you were weak. You were chasing because you cared. You loved deeply. You wanted to make sure she felt secure. But here's the painful truth. Love isn't proven by how much you chase. It's proven by how much you respect yourself. I know it hurts. I know the silence feels heavy on your end too. You check your phone, just like she does. You wonder if stepping back means losing her for good. And it eats at you because your heart still cares. But you're not crazy for feeling that way. You're not weak for wanting her to notice. What you're doing now is the hardest thing a man can do. You're choosing self-respect over constant pursuit. You're breaking the cycle. You're letting her feel the absence that she never imagined could exist. And in that absence, brother, is where she begins to miss you.
The void becomes uncomfortable. After the shock and curiosity wear off, The silence starts to feel heavier for her. What was once normal, your daily attention, your steady presence, is now missing. She wakes up and doesn't see that good morning text. She posts something and doesn't see your like. She has a bad day and realizes she can't lean on your instant support anymore. And that absence feels like a hole she didn't expect, and the discomfort grows with every passing day. The comparison stage. Here's the kicker. She might talk to other men. She might even try to distract herself. But deep down, she compares every interaction to how you made her feel. The little things matter. Your jokes, your patience, your energy. And suddenly, other guys feel dull. They don't give her the same spark. They don't carry the same weight you did. This is where she starts realizing that you weren't just another guy. You were different. The regret creeps in. Regret is slow, but once it settles, it's powerful. She starts asking herself questions she never asked before. Did I push him away? Did I undervalue what I had? Was I too focused on myself to see what he was giving me? That regret is painful because it makes her see that the man she thought would never leave is no longer chasing her.
The fear of replacement. And this is the most powerful shift of all, the fear that you've moved on, that another woman is now experiencing your energy, your loyalty, your care. She imagines you giving your time to someone else, and that fear can hit harder than anything. Because now it's not just about missing you, it's about losing you.
Now let me speak to you directly. I know this silence isn't easy for you either. You want to reach out. You want to explain yourself. You want her to know you're still there. But every time you resist that urge, you're building your strength. See, brother, most men break here. They can't handle the quiet. They send that late night just checking in text. They fold. And the moment they fold, the power flips back to her. But not you, not this time, because you're starting to understand something crucial. You don't need to beg someone to value you. You don't need to keep proving your worth to a woman who only noticed it when it disappeared. And let me validate this. You're not crazy for missing her. You're not weak for wanting her back. But you're finally giving her the one thing she never expected, the experience of losing you.
This is where everything changes. When you were chasing, she felt secure. She knew she could take her time, test your patience, maybe even play games, because you weren't going anywhere. She was the prize, and you were the pursuer. But silence flips the dynamic. Now you're not the one chasing, she is. You're not the one proving your value, she's realizing it. Think about it. When you step back, you're no longer sending the message, I need you. You're sending the message, I value myself. And that's what women truly respect. That's what makes them miss you, sometimes even regret losing you. Because silence isn't about ignoring her, it's about respecting yourself. It's about showing that your happiness doesn't depend on her validation. And that shift, my friend, is what makes women realize they took you for granted. So remember this, every day you stay silent, you're not just making her miss you, you're reminding yourself of your strength. You're proving to yourself that you don't need to chase to be worthy. And when she starts missing you, because she will, it won't be because of a text you sent or a call you made. It'll be because of the silence you held.
The realization hits. This is the stage where she finally admits it to herself. She misses you. Not just the attention, not just the validation, but you. She remembers the comfort of your presence, the way you made her laugh, the way you showed up when no one else did. And that realization burns because she knows it wasn't just about what you gave her. It was about the man you were when you gave it. The what-if spiral. Once realization hits, her mind begins to wander. She replays old conversations, old moments, old mistakes. What if I had appreciated him more? What if I hadn't pushed him away? What if he never comes back? These questions create a loop that keeps you living in her head, even if you've already moved forward. The pull to reconnect. Finally, she feels the pull to reach out. Sometimes it's subtle, like your post, sending a random "hey" text or reacting to your story. Other times, it's bold, straight up admitting she misses you. But here's the key. She doesn't feel that pull when you're chasing. She feels it when you stop, when you hold your silence, when you force her to sit in the emptiness she created.
Now, I know what you're thinking. If she really cared, why didn't she realize sooner? Why did I have to pull away for her to see my worth? And those are fair questions. The truth is, people often don't value consistency. They value scarcity. They crave what feels rare. And your silence made you rare. Your absence made your presence valuable again. But I want you to hear me clearly. You're not crazy for feeling bitter about it. You're not wrong for feeling like it's unfair. You gave your heart and it wasn't appreciated. That hurts. But here's where your power lies. You're no longer controlled by her validation. Whether she realizes your worth now or later, you already know your own worth. That shift changes everything.
The man who stops chasing doesn't stop because he's cold. He stops because he's grown. He understands something most men never do. Respect beats attention. Presence beats pursuit. Self-worth beats desperation. When you stop chasing, you reclaim your dignity. You show her and yourself that love should be mutual, not one-sided. You show her that you're not afraid of losing her because you've already chosen not to lose yourself. And here's the beautiful twist. When she finally does miss you, she doesn't just miss your attention. She misses your essence. She misses the man who gave freely, but only when it was valued. She misses the man she thought would always be there, but who had the courage to walk away.
Brother, let me tell you something powerful. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is strength. Silence is clarity. Silence is where you heal, where you grow, where you rebuild. When you stop chasing, you're not just teaching her a lesson, you're teaching yourself one. That you are more than the attention you give, that your life is bigger than one relationship, that your energy is sacred and only those who value it deserve it. This is the turning point. This is where the story flips from her missing you to you no longer needing her to.
Brother, listen carefully. Your silence is not about punishing her. It's about protecting you. It's about proving to yourself that you don't need constant validation to know you're valuable. The truth is, the man who stops chasing discovers something life-changing: peace. He learns that his energy isn't meant to be scattered on someone who doesn't respect it. He learns that chasing love rarely brings it, but building himself always attracts it. And here's the thing, when you stop chasing, you don't just gain her respect, you gain your own. You start seeing yourself the way you should have all along,
as a man with standards, as a man with purpose, as a man who doesn't beg to be seen. Because when you carry yourself like that, women don't just miss you, they admire you, they respect you, they regret taking you for granted. And even if she never comes back, you walk away knowing you didn't lose, you leveled up.
Here's the truth bomb most men don't want to hear. Sometimes she will regret it, and sometimes she won't, but that's not the point. The real win isn't whether she misses you, it's whether you use that silence to grow. Did you build yourself up? Did you focus on your goals? Did you invest in your health, your mission, your peace? Did you turn that heartbreak into horsepower? Because here's what happens when you do. Suddenly, you're not the same man she left behind. You're stronger, smarter, sharper, and that transformation is undeniable. She might look back and think, I lost him, but you look forward and say, I found myself.
Every day you stay strong in your silence, you're reminding yourself, I am not an option. I am not a backup plan. I am not a man who begs for love. You are the man who chooses himself first. You are the man who understands that silence speaks louder than any argument, louder than any text, louder than any plea. You are the man who stops chasing, not because he doesn't care, but because he finally does, about himself. And when she misses you, when she regrets losing you, when she realizes what she had, it won't be because you fought for her attention, it'll be because you stopped fighting for someone who wasn't fighting for you.
Now I want to leave you with this question, and I want you to sit with it honestly. Have you ever been in a situation where you finally stopped chasing, and she started missing you? Drop your experience in the comments. Share your story, because you never know. Your words might give another man the courage to respect himself. And if this message resonated with you, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next truth we drop here. Remember, brother, silence is power. Respect is magnetic. And your worth? It's never up for negotiation. You don't need to chase to be wanted. You don't need to beg to be valued. You don't need to prove to anyone what you already know deep down. You are enough. Always have been, always will be.